In this video, I am going to show you how to register for launch in Canada. To register for launch, go to the following URL in a web browser: registration.wfglaunch.com. To begin the registration process, select your country. In this case, I'll select Canada. When you select Canada, you will have the choice of completing the registration process in either English or French. The selected language controls all of the text on the registration site, as well as all documents and any emails that are sent during the registration process. The registration fields are exactly the same whether you select French or English. I'm going to select English. Next, select the province you reside in. This information is required and used to verify that the minimum age requirement is met. Scroll down and click Next. You can optionally enter your social insurance number here. If you do enter it, we will use it to verify your identity and to confirm your eligibility to work in Canada. You must also enter your birth date. This field is required. Click Next. At this point, the system will validate that you meet the minimum age requirements for your province. You also have the opportunity to review costs and fees, information about how the payment will be processed, and additional information about the licensing process. Once you've reviewed the information, click Next. At this point, you will enter your personal information. All blank fields are required. Those fields that say optional are not required. Also, it's important that you enter a valid email address, one that you have immediate access to, because a confirmation code will be sent to you, and you will need to enter it in order to complete the registration process. Once you've entered all of the information, click Next. You will now be asked to enter the verification code that was sent to the email address you entered. Check your email and locate the email from WFG Support. If you did not receive the email, you can click the Resend Email button. If you think you entered the email incorrectly or wish to enter a different email address, you can click the Change Email Address button. Enter the verification code in the field, then click Next. At this point, you will enter your recruiter's agent code. Enter the code and click the Verify button. The system will return the recruiter's first and last name based on the code you entered. Verify that this is your recruiter and click Next. You must now answer 2 questions. If you answer yes to being an existing U.S. agent wanting to do business in Canada, you will not be able to continue via the online process. You will have to submit a paper application. If you answer no to the second question, indicating that you are not a permanent resident of Canada or not legally eligible to work in Canada without restrictions, you will not be able to proceed with the registration process and will need to get in touch with your recruiter. Once you've answered the questions, click Next. At this point, you're ready to review and sign the registration documents. Begin by clicking the Continue button. Click Start to begin the signature process. Here you can review the data that you entered. Any fields that were used for validation will not be editable here. If you see that you entered something wrong and the field is not eligible, you can click on the Cancel button at the bottom of the page to start over. Some of the fields, those highlighted in red, such as home phone, names, and address, except for province, can be edited here. You can also review the fees that you will pay, including the base fee and Canada taxes. The second page is essentially a condensed version of the first page and is what the SMD will see when they go to approve the registration. Scroll down to review the Associate Acknowledgement and Non-Disclosure Agreement. Once you read through the document, scroll down and click to sign using DocuSign. Then click the Finish button. This takes you into the payment process. You must enter your credit card information and then click Pay and Finish. Note that at this point the card will only be authorized. The fees will not be charged until the SMD has signed and approved your registration. You will be notified by email once the SMD approves your registration. Upon approval, you will have full access to the launch environment. This concludes the video on registering for launch in Canada.